I'm sorry, the point of order is withdrawn.
I was just asking the gentleman if he would yield to a question, but if he won't, I'd seek time in opposition.
No, I don't yield, Mr. Chair.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Did-
Mr. Chairman, I'd move
You
to...
yield back?
I yield back.
So the gentleman yield back. For what purposes Mr. Cicilline seek
I
recognition?
move to strike the last word.
The gentleman is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I rise in opposition to this amendment for a very simple reason. Of course, all First Amendment activity is protected. And in fact, to suggest by this amendment that only parents voicing concerns about school board decisions, that alone deserves special protection and other important First Amendment protections are not likewise protected, seems to me to be a very dangerous precedent. The First Amendment's in the Constitution. Nothing in this legislation would limit the exercise of the First Amendment in any way. And other than this fanciful obsession with school boards, and this apparently is like, you know, we've heard about it now for a week. This seems to be a deep, deep obsession of my Republican friends. But there's lots of First Amendment concerns that are important to respect. And if we just list one, are we implicitly saying all the other areas of First Amendment expression, freedom of religion, opinions in a variety of other venues are not as important? So I think it's dangerous to carve out one, which is apparently the concern of the day, and suggesting in some way that is entitled to more First Amendment protection than many other expressions that are protected by the First Amendment. So again, this is another effort to create an issue where one doesn't exist, to offer an amendment that is not necessary and adds nothing to the bill, but gives my good friends on the other side of the aisle, an opportunity to talk about something which I think, again, they've completely misconstrued. I think the Attorney General made it very, very clear that he absolutely understands First Amendment rights of people to express opinions at school boards, and parents even expressing those opinions in passionate ways are, of course, protected by the First Amendment, and that his jurisdiction is limited to threats of violence or serious bodily harm.
Will the gentleman yield?
No, I won't. Actually, I'm not done. He said that multiple times during the hearing. He's not here today to repeat it for maybe the 15th or 16th or 17th time. And so my friends on the other side of the aisle keep mischaracterizing what he said. So I'm going to say it one more time. The Attorney General of the United States said under oath that the First Amendment, of course, is respected by everyone, that parents have a right to go to school board meetings and say whatever they want as passionately as they want. And the Attorney General's role and the FBI's role is to protect people who present a danger of violence, serious bodily injury, which, by the way, is being reported in school boards and schools and against educators and administrators, unfortunately, in places all across this country. And the notion that the Chief Law Enforcement Officer of the United States has no role in protecting people who serve as teachers and school administrators and on school boards, has no responsibility to protect them from serious threats of violence or serious bodily harms, is absurd. That's exactly their job. And so it's an interesting discussion point. It gives you an opportunity to mischaracterize what the Attorney General said. Again, it's unnecessary. I urge my colleagues to vote against this amendment, and I yield back.
Mr. Chairman.
For what purposes Mr. Jordan